This is a recorded demo of the new physician's order entry and intervention scheduling functionality that will be released in Care Management version 11 in March of 2012. There are still a few bugs that I'll be pointing out in the build that I'm using for this demo, but we'll have those fixed before release. And this is mainly just to give you an idea of how that new functionality works, so you are ready when it gets installed. So to start, I'm just going to go ahead and open up this demo person's care path that I created, and we'll just go ahead and start the scheduling process and physician's order entry process right from the care path, which is typically the most popular place where it starts. So I'm going to choose on the day that I want to start my intervention, or start my order in my intervention, and click my schedule button. This is one of the new windows. The Windows select order window. It'll default to physician's order required, and I would choose no physician's order if this is just a general intervention that doesn't require a physician's order. I'm going to start with physician's order required. When I choose this, it'll display all of the orders that have already been entered but not scheduled below. Right now there's none, so I'm going to move over and click on my new button. This opens my order entry window, where my attending physician is defaulted, but I can change that if necessary. And then I choose a method ordered. There's 3 methods to be ordered, or methods ordered: telephone, verbal, or written. If I was the physician that is logged into the system entering my own order, my method ordered would be electronic. They wouldn't be able to change that, nor would they be able to change their name. I'll choose a method ordered, then I'm going to choose my lookup button here to pick my intervention. Select intervention window defaults to search library. You can change this to favorites. It's the same functionality for searching and choosing favorites as you have now. Albeit favorite orders are just the single favorite orders. Order sets are no longer available, simply because the order entry process is much faster now, and order sets was designed to speed up order entry because there was so many steps involved with the order entry wizard process. So the search wizard, the search library, I'm going to go ahead and choose my library, my intervention type. And then type in my drug, choose it, pulls in my intervention, and it also populates the route and form. I'm going to go ahead and choose my order type here, which is still a required field. And I'll enter my dosage. Same functionality as current. If it's PRN, I would check the box and then choose repeating or 1 time a day. In this case, this is going to be a BID routine. And it's also, now I need to also choose a duration. A duration is mandatory. Instead of checking a box that says continuous, we just put the continuous choice in the drop-down list for duration. If anybody does forget to enter a duration, the system will warn you when you try to click finish to finish the order. So I'm going to choose continuous. I can enter my order note at the bottom here. One of the order note features that we have now is an order note template that you can click. You have certain orders, maybe like sliding scale insulin, that use the same parameters all the time. You can enter those into an order note template. To do that, I would just click on this button and choose my order note template that I've created in the same location that I would create progress note templates, system admin. And I could choose that and then apply it to my order note here. That can be entered there. I would edit my schedule if necessary. I can click this add favorite button if I'd like to add this order that I've set up just how it is right now to my favorites library for this physician. And then below that, I've got a list of all of this resident's active diagnoses. Right now, I just have 1. If this drug was being provided for something other than CHF, I could click new and enter a new diagnosis right from here if necessary. Linking a diagnosis at this stage in the order entry process can be required through settings inside Care Security. On the bottom, you have 3 choices. I can click finish, just to finish this order and not proceed with scheduling, just get back to my previous window. I could say finish new, which would finish this order, and then create this window again, just blank, so I can enter a new order, or finish schedule, which would allow me to finish this order and then move right into the scheduling window for this order. So I'm going to use that. That'll be the most popular probably. Finish schedule. My schedule window opens up. All of my information shows up here. I can change my charting disciplines, add secondaries if I need to. This required checkbox for medication interventions won't be there in the production build that you get. This is just a bug right now. It'll be there for other intervention types, not medication. Here's my required monitoring drop-down list that I can attach a required monitoring or check a box for optional monitoring. The label is just wrong on this drop-down list. It should say required monitoring. I can enter my scheduled note here. I can view my frequency information on the right, as well as my schedule information. And then I can choose my effective date and a start time if I needed to. And last but not least is my edit times button. I can click my edit times and change my times if necessary. If there are specific times instead of the default BID times that I wanted to apply this. On the bottom left, I've got my focuses that I can require be linked. So a focus can be required to be linked to any intervention scheduled. That'll be in care security settings. I'm just going to go ahead and link one. I can add a new focus here if I wanted to as well, and then click finish. Once I'm done, I'll get bounced back to my select order window. I'm just going to click close here. And just to show you that my Lasix 20 milligrams has been scheduled and it's awaiting for requisition. Still the same process for that. I'm going to go back to my schedule window this time, and this time I'm going to do a non-physician's order required intervention. So I choose no physician's order. My window changes here. My screen changes. I'll choose my intervention type. And if I don't see any interventions in my intervention list on the left, things that have already been used for this resident on their chart, I can click new to add a new one, just like existing functionality. So I get my add intervention list up. I can choose to go through the library here, or I can click other and enter my own. And choose my charting down here and whether a completed date and time is required. Basically, when I chart this off, do I need to actually enter the time, or does the current date and time just get sucked into the charted date and time right now, or the completed date and time? So I've got my new intervention here. Now I'm going to select it. I've got it selected, and I'm going to click schedule. It shows me my category, my intervention. I have my charting information here. I can add my disciplines, whether it's required or not, put in additional scheduled notes, make it PRN if necessary, which I am, PRN repeating. Frequency, I can enter additional frequency if needed. When does this intervention start? The effective date. And I've got my schedule here. I'm going to make this continuous. And I'm going to go ahead and link this to a couple different focuses. I can also link this to a diagnosis if necessary. In this case, I'm not. Click finish. Now my intervention has been scheduled. And the window just bounces me right back to the very beginning, to where I started. So if I scroll down, now I can see that I've got my general intervention that's scheduled PRN now. So this order entry process can also be done from the orders button. And you would do it the same way by clicking the schedule button, and you can work through a physician's order or not a physician's order. So I'm just going to do another one. Physician's order required, hit new, verbal order, just say it's a search library, and I'll do a nutrition order and diet of bland. I'll say frequency of none, duration is continuous. And I'll click finish schedule. Scheduling window is up now. I'm going to change any other information that I need to here. I'm going to make this not required to just an FYI order that needs to be scheduled for the person's diet. I'll link this to nutrition. And once you're finished, you can just go ahead and click finish. Okay. Close that window. And if I was to open back up to my charting tab here, I would have my diet in here as well. Okay. That is the physician's order entry changes, how that's going to work, as well as the intervention scheduling. So it should cut down significantly on the number of steps that you have to go through to make things much more efficient with entry.